Hello everyone, Seamus here, and in a previous episode, I constructed a modern gaming PC for a member of our community, and it got me thinking. There were a lot of lights in that build, and I was sort of interested by that. And it got me thinking, what if there was something like that, but really tacky and cheap, and from the early 2000s? Ta-da! This is a Mutant Mods cool cathode kit, originally retailing for $19.99. Blue. This is essentially a cold cathode CCFL lighting kit for PCs. And this was made by a company called Mutant Mods, which I believe were a sub-brand of StarTech.com. And they produced things like this, as well as custom fan grills and light-up serial ATA cables. But I imagine they no longer exist, because doing a search of Mutant Mods revealed only obsolete Minecraft add-ons, and what I can only assume were actual PEDs, rather than products like this on sale. Or maybe they were there, but I didn't really care enough to look. Very possible as well. So, let's briefly take a look at the box. As we saw, cool cathode kit. Very funny. And $19.99. Lovely. MutantMods.com. StarTech.com. I wonder if that website still exists. Maybe I'll put like a little title thing to see if it does exist. Selling points. Mutant Mods cool cathode kit. Get your PC out of the dark ages. Do you see what they did there? Because it's a lighting kit. Add supernatural style to your windowed or acrylic case. Show off your case without sacrificing performance with a bright light, no heat design. Complete kit includes all necessary hardware and wiring you need. Lovely, I'd be worried if it didn't. And then here are some directions. Turn off your computer, open your case, I figured. Connect inverter lamp is shown. Connect male 4-pin Molex to power supply. Apply adhesive backed touch fasteners to desired location. It's called Velcro. And switch installation, which is darn near impossible to read. And just a package contest. If you can see that, if my camera would be so kind as to focus. There. It's rather farsighted. Anything else? No. Oh, here's something interesting. Oh, there's specifications. Not very interesting. Now, here's something interesting. Tech support, USA and Canada, 1-888-720-0202. I wonder if that number still exists. Probably if it does, it's just StarTech's generic support number, and they'll just be like, hey, we don't support that anymore. Anyway, let's get started. We're going to be, we have two of them right here. We have two in case we screw up the first attempt, or maybe I will install 2 light bars. We will see. Here, let's bring out the computer. We'll be installing this in just a moment. Ta-da, the second. This will be the computer we are installing the lighting in. So this computer is the machine that I play a lot of old games on, roughly ranging between the era of 1995 to around 2003 or so. And this computer sort of has an interesting story, especially around why it looks like this. So, I found this computer, this system. It was going to be recycled, so I rescued it. And its case, the original case, was missing a side panel, I believe. But around the same time, I came across this case. I forget how. And I thought, that looks like one of those gaming cases. I should put an old computer in there. And so I did. It's sort of funny, though, because I didn't really think it through completely. It's a black case. But this optical drive and this floppy disk drive are white. Really Honestly, they're yellowing a bit. Perhaps I should take care of that later. This is really a project box anyway, so this isn't designed to look particularly presentable. It was just something I could throw together and put everything in and have everything fit together. And for that purpose, it works perfectly fine. One thing that's kind of amusing, though, the original system that was in this case was one of the newer Pentiums. And so it has like the Intel Pentium inside sticker there. It's sort of funny because the system that is actually in here now is Pentium 3, so I've considered like taking a Sharpie and writing 3 on that badge. So let's turn this around. As you can see, it does have a side panel, but I believe this case was in some sort of industrial environment, so it is a little bit beat up. There's some scratches and dings along it, and there's like a small hairline fracture right along here. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of hard to see, but it's there. I'm gonna get this open, and I'll talk about the specs for just a quick moment before we begin. Alrighty then, I have removed the side panel and I've zoomed in a bit so we can get a look at the internal components in the spec. So the motherboard, well, I don't really know the model offhand, but I know it is made by ASUS Tech, if I'm not mistaken. It's a really good motherboard from this time period, and I'm using a Intel Pentium 3 CPU at 850 megahertz. I believe that's socket 370, but I could be wrong about that. I've got 256 megabytes RAM. I have the graphics card. This GPU is a ATI Radeon 9800 XT, 256 megabyte. And for the era of game that I'm playing on here, I have never encountered a game that defeated this card. It is an insane card, and I love it. It was a really obvious upgrade for this computer, because I believe when it shipped from the factory, because I believe this system was like from NCIX when it was originally made when I found it. It had a GeForce 3 in it, which I didn't really like all that much. Definitely love the ATI. Moving down to look at some more cards, we have sound card, which is a Sound Blaster Live, I believe. It's a PCI card. And below that is just a generic, I believe it's a D-Link networking card. Over to the right here, 2 hard disks, I believe. The main one, which has system volume, that is 80 gigabyte Western Digital. Western Digital is my favorite hard drive brand, and above that is a 20 gigabyte Western Digital. Not sure what that's for. In fact, I think it's disconnected. Okay, that's just lovely. Anyway, and I have up at the top 2 DVD-ROM drives. Not sure the speeds on them, and a 3.5-inch floppy disk drive. I think before we put any lighting in here, I think it might be a good idea to cable manage this a little bit, because there's all this garbage everywhere. So I will be back in a moment, and hopefully I can see if I can get this cable managed just a little bit. Yay, I'm back. Okay, so I did a bit of cable management. Looks a lot better. Kind of difficult because of these giant chunky ribbon cables. This one was already kind of segmented and combined together, and words. But I've sort of tucked them behind the drive cage over here, so it does look quite a bit neater. And also, I flipped around this hard drive. I didn't really understand this before, but I could have just flipped it around and have the connectors through the back. Additionally, I also removed the second hard drive, which I stand corrected is actually another Western Digital 80 gigabyte. It's not a 20 gigabyte. And it was just sitting there, it was disconnected. So I have no idea what was in there, and I have no idea what's even on this, but I know this will be used in another project. Now, I was thinking where we could actually put the lighting tube. And our options are a little bit limited. I'm thinking that the only real option is down at the bottom. Because, I mean, then it's down at the bottom so it can shine upwards onto the components. Alright, let's get this package unboxed. I'm not quite sure if these have been used before. They are complete, and they do still appear to be wrapped up in things. but let's open them up. I've heard that these can be slightly unreliable. Now I do have a second one if this one indeed does not work. Anyway, isn't that's what YouTube is all about, really? Just laughing at funny rubbish. There we are. Oh, and there's the. There. Alrighty then, let's look at what we have. So here's obviously the light bar itself in protective plastic and bubble wrap. Now this is the inverter or power adapter that adapts our power supply to the correct power requirement of the light bar. Now this is a bag containing a switch, some Velcro pads, and lastly this cable, which takes the Molex and it breaks that out into the connector for the inverter, and then there's the pass-through right over here, and then this is for the switch. So let's get this prepared. So I guess we'll start by preparing this cable, all the wiring. There's the Molex and pass-through. I won't be using the pass-through. And then here is the connector that connects the inverter to the power. In a lot of these, the inverter adapter thing is usually like a royal blue color, or no, maybe it's more. I think it's more baby blue, but this is black, which is nice. I'll just connect that in right there. And then the switch. From what I gather, you just take the switch, little prongs in the back. You just connect these little wires right onto the switch. Hopefully that's the right way. I don't think it really should matter all that much. I think we got it. Now, I think it has like this kind of odd sort of circle. It says that's where the switch goes. But I have no idea where to put this. Do I have to sort of like drill a hole in the case? I don't know. I think what I'll do, I personally would like the lights to be on with the computer. So what I think I'll do is I'll just have it set to on and just kind of throw this in and forget about it, because I don't understand why you would need this. And a lot of the other ones have a little expansion slot bracket that there's another kind of switch on, and that works. I don't know really what this is supposed to be for, but I'm not drilling holes in my case. Thank you very much. And what I'll also do is grab these larger Velcro pads, and these go on the actual inverter. Gently apply that to the surface, and then this other piece will go in the case where I want to put the inverter, and we'll keep it from moving around. So I'll take the, oh my gosh, I'll take the female Molex connector. I'll take this lovely other Molex connector, and I'll press those together. And what I'm going to do is I'll just kind of throw this in the drive bay right over here and just kind of forget about it. So here is the light bar itself. It is wrapped in a plastic and bubble wrap. We'll see if we can get off here without destroying it. So here is our lighting tube. I've removed it from the bubble wrap. You can see there's the plastic tube with the filament of the bulb. There's the bulb inside it. So I'll have it oriented like this in the bottom of the case, just right like that. And then this will connect to the inverter. Perfect. That's wonderful. Perfect placement. So I'll just press those down just a bit. Make sure everything's all there. And then we'll take the little wire which connector? Or does it really matter? I don't think it does. I'll connect it to the left. There we are. Put that back down. And I'll stash the rest of the wires in behind. Alrighty. Let's get this put back together and we'll see. Oh, wow. Very nice. There, it's just starting up. Let's just see. Wow, it does seem to be working. Now, unfortunately, like, because the way the light is, it's not quite there, because the cards are sort of blocking the way. So I'm thinking, maybe on this motherboard tray I can add a second one. What do we think? I think we should do it. So I've managed to grab the other lamp from the other package, and as well its tape. So let's mount this into the case to complement that, and so we can get a bit more light on the upper component. So I'll quickly just stick on. Okay, so now let's just turn our attention to the case. So I'm thinking I can fit it in on this bar right here. Now, I've tried out this one off camera for a little bit, and it doesn't get particularly hot. So I'm going to see if I can maybe put it along this surface down here to the right of the motherboard, just at the edge here. It'll be out of the way, and it'll be slightly obscured by these cables that I've put in, but it'll get some light onto these components right over here. Like, man, stick it in place. Wonderful. There we are. There's the second lamp installed right in there. So, and of course I've routed the cable in there from behind the drive cage, and I've connected it to the inverter. So all that's left, I'll just reconnect those off camera and we'll see how the final result. Alright, so I tested the previous lamp and that worked perfectly, and you saw I just installed the second one. So I guess the final look at everything. Yeah, I've just got my monitor, mouse, keyboard hooked up again. Forgot to mention this is a Philips 105E monitor, and my Unicomp Ultra Classic keyboard, which is featured in a previous episode. So if I turn the monitor on real quick, there it goes. Love that CRT sound. Alright, and we got the orange light, so that means we're good to go. Alrighty then, let's have a look. And boot into Windows. Here goes... Oh wait, is the power switch actually on? Nope, it was off. Wonderful. Let's turn on the computer. Oh, and there they both are. Look at that. Oh, let me get a picture. What's that? Oh, crap. Okay. Oops. When I was working in there, I forgot to... I forgot when I was installing the second tube, I forgot to install the power cable to the video card. Okay, take two. GPU power cable was reconnected. Oh, I feel like an idiot, but we're alright. Okay, let's see if this boots into Windows. Just make sure everything's alright. I mean, it obviously most likely will be, but I've got to know these things. Blinking line. And there's our login screen. Oh god, scan disk. Cancel. Yay. Oh my god, what is that wallpaper? Oh, and no startup sound. Oh, the sound card driver must not be installed. Oh, but that wallpaper though, that is ugly. But what is not ugly, or actually what might be very ugly depending on how you look at it, this computer. And so here are the results of today's project. And wow, it looks nice, I suppose. So would I recommend this product that doesn't sell anymore? Well, I mean, I don't know, it's your choice, but it's really cheap, it's really crappy, it's really tacky. Like, for example, I noticed this lower light that I installed first, I was sort of poking around. Turns out if its wire isn't rotated just so, it just won't, part of it won't turn on. So that's lovely. Definitely tells you they're focused on quality control. But I like tacky computer things, and this is very tacky and very computery. So we'll just say I'm happy. And in general, this computer is now just, it's just a mood. It's got this gaming case, a Pentium 3 system, Windows Millennium Edition with this hideous desktop pattern, that Pentium sticker, these drives. Oh my gosh. There's just something about this computer that I simultaneously love and hate. But this is just a project machine. I swap things in and out all the time. So, with that, I guess, we'll just get a closer look. It's hard to show up on camera, but after I installed the second one, there's quite a bit more light on this side. And yeah, I think it does look quite nice. So I suppose with that, I must now bid you farewell. Thank you very much for watching. This was an unscripted video. I wanted to try something different, and this was such a small topic, it didn't really deserve a script. And next video will be something a lot more involved. So with that, thank you very much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe.